there was a day where you were not well, and we had to put the bird costume on someone else. But that wasn't. They were not stunts.
So yeah, not a
That was
stunt
more-
double.
And it
just
was
a
very
stand-in.
brief. It's you know what I mean.
It's
Like
okay,
you wouldn't
guys.
even
we
know.
Can, we can call a spade a spade.
Most of
It's
the
not
time
my
you see
performance.
most of the time you see somebody in a bird costume with someone else.
I'm going to start with you, Louis. Tell me the origin story of this movie. Where did this
Okay, so I'm Scottish. My family are from all over Scotland, but my mum's family are from the north, and that's where we have these islands. They're very remote, and I've been going there since I was very young. I grew up around, just this kind of Neolithic standing stones, and half sunken shipwrecks, and all of these abandoned kind of crofts, and I always found it incredibly kind of evocative. I think I became quite obsessed with the idea of abandoned islands, and the more research I did, the more I found out about places like St Kilda and Swana and these islands that were inhabited for a long time, and then at some point they had to leave. And I think, this story kind of that's where it started. And when me and Grant started working together, and we can build the comedy out from there.
the three of you, what is the most, had you ever been to one of these islands, or what's the most remote place in Scotland or in that region that you'd been to before this?
I've been to Skye, which is probably like entry level isolation. But I did choose to kind of I took myself on a kind of self-imposed retreat to kind of a black box. And it was pretty isolated. It was amazing though.
Was it in preparation for this film or just?
Oh no,
Because
that
it
was
just-
just for my life.
Oh,
it's very
is that true?
me. 100% true. Yeah.
Did you come to any grand revelations?
Yeah, I can't speak about it right now, but no. Yeah.
We'll be seeing the fruits of that.
Yeah,
years to come.
exactly. I'm a different person. Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
You two of you, yeah. What's
Louis and I actually worked on season 6 of Shetland, the BBC crime drama together, which was filmed on Shetland, which is hundreds of miles north of Scotland. So it's almost closer to, is it Norway or?
Yeah.
And that's pretty remote. But the nice thing about Scotland is that wherever you go, there's always something that's very familiar about wherever you go as well. Because it's a small country, but that's probably the most remote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
where do you have a good remote story? Otherwise, if you don't,
I have no good remote stories. We can move on.
The next deeply important question that I had to ask is, where did you get the sweaters that you were in the movie? Because that was very important to me while
So funny, I
watching.
just saw today that someone a Shetland wool company had tagged our picture saying, "Our jumper's in this movie." I think it's the Shetland Wool Company, but I'd have to confirm.
Some of them are handmade. Yeah, some of them are handmade.
A lot of them are, and they're on Fair Isle. A lot of the jumpers are handmade by these old ladies who do nothing but just weave, and knit all day. So yeah, I think we've got some of it's the Shetland Wool Company, and then so shout out to Shetland Wool.
Mhm. When you were doing the sort of initiation rituals of explaining to each other like the mainland versus the island, I'm curious if they're what the alts were in figuring out the telling of Lord of the Rings, for example. Was that just like the first thing that came to mind? Like, oh, of course, the first thing I'm going to tell someone who's been living on an nearly uninhabited island is about the Lord of the Rings, or like what was the kind of brainstorming session?
I suppose there's for the islanders, they have this kind of oral history of folkloric storytelling, and I was looking for what are the the big stories that kind of bind many of us in modern society. And I grew up with Lord of the Rings. It was such a big deal when those movies came out, and I feel like the sort of legacy of that is massive. And they still have this really strong fan base, and I feel like there's so many people you talk to where you can just connect over that very quickly. And so it made total sense that Daniel coming to this island, that would be like his lore. Those are the stories that mean a lot to him and that have kind of helped him through life. Yeah.
There's also a good 20 minutes of footage that's not been used, obviously, because we keep fit it all in of Domhnall just improvising his telling of the Lord of the Rings, which was phenomenal.
It's amazing.
Yeah, incredible.
Yeah.
What would be, if you were as yourself going to be explaining to someone, retelling some sort of story, would you also do Lord of the Rings, or what would you pick?
Oh, crap. I have not prepared for this question. I don't know. I wouldn't know Lord of the Rings as well. I guess Harry Potter, maybe. I like the Harry Potter stories. But I mean, like, also, it would have been fun to just like tell the Bible, but in the same style. You know what I mean?
It's hard though because you're in Star Wars and Harry Potter, so
They were both
Lord of the
ruled
Rings
out
is the only
pretty quickly,
franchise
yeah.
that we could
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. And so then I was like,
Yeah, you don't want to take people out of the movie. Was filming was it as strenuous, I guess wouldn't be the correct word, but like how cushy versus not cushy was the actual filming for you guys?
I think strenuous is a fair word.
depending on the day, wasn't it? Like there were like the exterior days were pretty
Yeah,
full on for everybody.
yeah.
There were some gorgeous sunshiny days, and let it be totally clear. But then also at that time of year in Scotland, you get these infestations of midges, which are like tiny.
I meant to ask what those are. I read
they're
about
like
them.
they cloud around you, and everybody has to wear these nets over their faces.
I think they're called gnats over here.
Yeah.
But they were quite full on, and also like we'd prepared for everything in terms of
that.
wind. We thought it was going to be windy. We thought it was going to be cold. We thought it was going to be rainy, and then it was like blazing hot sunshine and midges. So yeah,
The only thing that keeps midges away is the wind. So we'd be like, oh, good, the wind is dropping. Fuck! Like,
Yeah.
no, I hope the wind comes back. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we were wishing for all the opposite things.
Yeah,
So like,
yeah.
can it rain, please?
How would it compare to like other shoots you guys have done, other productions? Like, was it one of the more strenuous?
I found it really immersive,
Hmm.
which I found to be really helpful. I mean, we were literally kind of at the end of the earth, at the end of our earth in Scotland, in John O'Groats, which is just like the end of the United Kingdom. And, you know, our production design and costume design and, you know, our locations, Neil and Arthur and Sarah and everybody, like, were just so meticulous and passionate. You felt really immersed in the world. So, like, it was, immersive. And also, that kind of took away some of the feeling of, like, it being strenuous. Like, you kind of wanted to be in that environment, right?
Yeah, totally.
Did.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you feel that way?
Yeah, less acting.
Less
Less acting involved.
more
Because you're,
being.
because you don't have to act as much. Yeah.
Also an element as well, because we were so remote, everyone as all the cast and crew, we ended up spending all our time together, and really kind of, there's this great atmosphere where we even spending our days off together, and things like that. It became a real family atmosphere. Yeah, so we all had this really strong sense of community while we were doing it.
Did you use any stunt doubles, or is everything that we see?
No stunt doubles.
Did we have some doubles?
No.
No.
I would have loved.
Oh, well, we could, I mean,
Well, there was a day where you were not well, and we had to put the bird costume on someone else. But that wasn't. They were not stunts.
So yeah, not a
That was
stunt
more-
double.
And it
just
was
a
very
stand-in.
brief. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't even know.
We can call a spade a spade.
Most of the
It's
time
not
you
my
see,
performance.
most of the time you see somebody in a bird costume with someone else.
That is not true. That's not.
I hate food poisoning. So
And how?
What would you guys miss the most if you were to live on an island like this? What would you miss the most about the mainland, and or what would you be happy to be rid of?
The film sums it up pretty well, I think. I mean, I think the film is pretty on the money in terms of what you miss is other people and other cultures and, you know, a bigger world, you know. And then once you go to the thing, what you miss from the mainland, you don't miss things like phones and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I think just that, and then a sense of connection to the world around you when you're on the island is much, much stronger. The connection to just like being on the ground in the world in the moment is easier when you're away from other people. That'd be it for me.
As you find when you're remote, though, you miss the options. Like, I don't really spend a lot of time in jazz bars, but I'd like to have the option. So, you know, it's like, it's just, you feel like, yeah, someone's just depriving you of something. I want the opportunity.
I'm not going to go, but I'd like the option. Yeah.
Okay, we're asking everyone who comes in a couple of different questions. Let's see. I'm gonna try this one out. This is a new one. What is an acting note you would be happy to never hear again?
Faster. I don't even feel like I speak that slowly, but it's the one that I get the most. Faster, please. Same again, but faster.
you know, a line reading, I think, or and you would never do this. You would never do this. But, like an imitation of a sort, don't love.
Yeah.
Don't love it.
I worked with a theatre director once who you do the scene and then he'd just say, "That's great, but do again with more emotion." You're like, "Which one? Pick one, anyone."
Yeah.
That was tough.
Yeah, kind of a comment on one's face. I remember doing an episode of SVU and I was the perp. And they were like, "You're really giving it away, babe. You're really giving it away." And I was like, "This is my resting face. I'm just walking in with a smoothie." I was like, they were like, "Sums up."
Incredible. Do you have a note that you would love to never give again?
Faster.
But if people would just do it faster, I wouldn't.
Sometimes it is just about being faster.
Share with
I just made it all.
Oh.
Sorry, I just had a pun in my head. Smoothie criminal. That was all. That was in my head. Sorry.
That sounds weird.
It was worth it.
Smooth criminal.